Welcome aboard, Commander, to this special News Network report. I'm Commander Nuke TV, founder of the Forgotten Initiative. But let's cut the role-playing for a second. I'm an avid gamer, and I play Elite Dangerous a lot. And after today's Chapter 4 livestream and its discussions around squadrons, I may have some concerns. You see, I'm not a typical gamer. I run a faction of 250 plus commanders. We have an Inara, Facebook, Discord, and YouTube channel like most other major player factions in Elite Dangerous. Also, like most factions, our player faction has established out-of-game subunits or wings. Because of this, I feel it is necessary to bring up major changes in the Chapter 4 update and to our internal group structure to address these issues to both my faction and the Elite Dangerous community as a whole. The biggest question I have after watching this impressive livestream is, will there be cross-platform faction servers? And if not, what does that mean for player factions around the community? So let's start. If there is cross-platform servers, it's pretty simple. I create a squadron, I invite all my members, and we use the in-game system to communicate, announce, task, grind, and grow together. Now, this may not be the case for every faction if the servers are not cross-platform. Many factions like ours have a variety of PC, PS4, and Xbox One players. If that is the case and this new update does not offer cross-platform, we will need to do some major internal work in our faction. I will need to assign trusted commanders to become creators and leaders of each individual platform. They will need to coordinate on Facebook or Discord in order to pass tasking daily. This can become an issue for smaller factions, as some players can't play every day outside of real life. So as mentioned above, this can become a major concern to any player faction, and you should start making preparations now. Now let's get into another topic, multiple subunits. In this livestream, it mentioned how each individual squadron can align themselves with a faction and or a superpower. In our faction, we have 7 separated subunits. We could go about creating 7 individual factions or 1 master faction. Obviously, as mentioned above, you can start to gather the complexity of this situation. Should we make 7 squadrons and assign 7 leaders or 21 leaders if the servers are not cross-platform? Or should we go about making 1 squadron? If you are just starting out with a player faction, this could be a major decision. However, in our case, it was way more beneficial to make 1 squadron. This way it doesn't hinder our communication, growth, and internal organization, especially if we had to assign 21 leaders that had to communicate and deliver tasking daily. So keep this in mind when Chapter 4 hits. Now, aside from the mentioned, I have one more question. We learned in the live stream that creating a squadron is as simple as paying an unofficial 10 million credits. We had no clarification if the already established player minor factions will automatically transfer over into a squadron, or even if the founding member will become the default leader. As with most games, I assume there can only be 1 squadron with a name, and that others who try to create a squadron with the same name will get rejected. However, the burning question I have now is pretty simple. If a player faction are not all automatically enrolled into a squadron, what stops someone on day 1 to create a squadron in your name? Or even better, what stops another commander of your faction to create your squadron and take leadership by accident? These are some very important questions and should not be taken lightly. I hope you enjoy this video, and I look forward to using the great tools Frontier has given us in this new update. My goal wasn't to scare anyone, but to jumpstart internal discussions to each major player faction and how they will approach these major changes. You never know. If you share this video enough and enough word gets out, we may get an answer sooner than later. This has been a special Forgotten News Network report, and I look forward to flying with you all in the dark.